Let's start by reading some reviews. This game is a buggy mess. It crashes all the time. Only cryptophiles can play. This is an absolute scam. In this video, we will dissect the truth behind the hype and uncover the hidden opportunities within this game. So before we talk about the strategies to extract as much capital from this project as possible, let's lay the foundation in order to understand this strategy and not mess up. Because if you mess this up, you will end up losing all of your money in a 90% downturn that will happen for this project. Not right now, but soon it will happen. So we need to ride that trend either all the way up and then all the way down, first longing and then shorting, but we need to time it perfectly. Binance has invested in this project. They will help the project grow, and that is a fantastic opportunity for us. It means we can ride the boost from Binance and make a bunch of money. But this is also a double-edged sword. What this means is that at some point, Binance and all of its investment firms wants their capital back. It's not just Binance that has invested, other projects as well, or investment firms, and those investment firms, there's a big chance Binance holds some stake in that. So you might see that Binance only holds a certain percent, but in reality, they're far more invested and they want their capital back. Binance have lately backed a bunch of projects like NF Prompt, Altlayer, Manta, and now Heroes of MAVIA. It is a big deal, but of course Binance is here to make money. However, in this case there is a big difference. Out of all of these projects, only 2 of the projects have a lot of hype. We have Manta and we have Heroes of MAVIA. We can see it in the trends, we can see it on social media, and in this case, Heroes of MAVIA is actually the project that has performed the best on the market so far. There is also one more major thing to keep in mind. Manta is a project specifically designed for DeFi, while Heroes of MAVIA is specifically designed to provide value to the real world by being a game that people want to play. It is similar to Clash of Clans, but it wants to involve crypto into its game, but it also means that the world of crypto will be interested in this game and not just gamers. Before I move on here, I don't want to hype up the project too much. I don't want to scare you guys away because this is a fantastic opportunity, but in order to actually make it, you need a strategy. You cannot follow the hype. You cannot follow the narrative for this one because the guys that run the narrative are the guys that are looking to extract your money. So you need your own strategy. You need to do your own research and look at this project and figure out your strategy. Use that strategy in order to extract as much capital as possible. I will share with you my strategy in this video. It will come later in the video, but don't jump ahead to that part because you will miss the entire point. You need all of the information that I'm about to share in this video in order to understand the strategy and use it for yourself. If you just listen to the words that I say at the end, you will not understand properly and you will end up losing all of your money. As I've stated a bunch of times, crypto is PvP. It's player versus player or traders versus traders. But in this case, it's far more than that. We have Binance, we have other projects, we have the team itself. Everyone is sitting there with a bunch of tokens to unlock and they're here to get your money. It's not just you versus other traders, which means you need to stay at the top of your game and you cannot listen to the narrative. If you listen to the hype from influencers, you're gonna end up failing, you're gonna buy the FOMO, and then they're gonna extract your money. So we're about to get to the point here, but first we need to understand this project a bit more. This is not your regular crypto project. This is a real game. It has over 1 million downloads on the Play Store, or in combination with all the stores. Over 1 million players. That is a big deal. If we look at the trailers on YouTube, over 1 million views as well. That is a really big deal. It means there are a bunch of players playing this game that are not invested into crypto. This will either drag them into crypto or it will make more crypto people play the game. So it's really interesting to see this interaction. However, there are some negative reviews on the project. Most of the reviews are about the game being a bit buggy, but it is under development. There are also some people complaining about the integration with crypto, but then again, all of the mobile industry already has a bunch of microtransactions, so I don't really see why it's a big deal. However, I do still understand it. In the end, it will probably scare away some people, but it will also introduce a bunch of new people to crypto. So in the end, it is a win. Even if the game has a bunch of bugs right now, since it's backed by Binance and Crypto.com, most of these bugs will probably be resolved and the game will be developed to a good state. This is one thing we need to keep track of when doing our own research. The state of the game. Is it good? Is it going well? You can look at the reviews. If it's not going well, the game will not make it, no matter how much crypto integration it has, no matter the support by Binance. If the game is bad, the game is bad. Now that we understand the game, the project, its integration with crypto, we need to look at the tokenomics, because this will also decide when to invest, when to sell, how to extract the money, if we need to short instead of longing. This project has sold a bunch of tokens to seed sale investors, Binance Labs, Crypto.com, and so on. This is a big deal because it means the project has capital to grow for marketing, for development, and so on. But it also means that these big players want their money back. They raised $9 million with a valuation of $100 million. If we look at that valuation and the current price of the project, these early investors are looking at making at least a 50x to 100x on their investment. 9 million times 50 or 9 million times 100 is getting to $500 million or $1 billion. So that is the amount of money that they are looking to extract from this market. Now moving on, while keeping that in mind, there are more tokens to unlock. In total, 30 million tokens was released into circulation. Pre-sale investors have been able to extract over $22 million with their first token unlock. First token unlock was 2.5 million MAVIA tokens, meaning they have already ROI'd and all of the money that they make from here is just free money. They have put the risk from themselves onto all the other investors in crypto, so you need to keep that in mind when investing. If you put money in, you are gonna be the guy carrying all of the risk for this project. The next unlock is gonna be in May and then every 90 days from there on, so we need to keep this in mind as well. This could be an extraction point in the timeline of this project, meaning we can put our investments in tune with this or even shorts in tune with this, but we still need some indicators and a strategy in order to execute this, because they could also be integrating marketing strategies while this happens. You might expect a dip, but what if they pump the project with a bunch of marketing just when they're about to get new tokens? You expect a dip, but you get a pump instead. So we need to keep that in mind, have a strategy and an indicator in order to track those events, in order to track the trend and trade the trend. The fact that we're sort of in a bull run and that the project is backed by Binance running the narrative, this project could easily 3x from here. But this also means that the fully diluted market cap would 3x. When the unlocks happens, this means that billions of dollars will be extracted from this market. There's going to be a bunch of selling pressure over time, just giving us one more signal to not hold this project long term and finding a strategy in order to ride the waves and the volatility until then instead. So some things to keep in mind here: the token allocation for future unlocks. 10% of tokens will also be released to users playing the game in form of in-game rewards. And of course, more tokens into circulation will dilute the value of the token. There's also a major chunk of the token, up to 44%, that will be unlocked over 5 years for ecosystem development, and 22% of total token to the team. Now, I think this is a really big red flag. This is the biggest unlocks we keep in mind because all of these tokens are actually going to the team. You think about ecosystem development, who are developing this system, who are developing this project. It is the owners of the project, and they're gonna take that money and put it as a salary for themselves. It's the easiest way of extracting this money. They provided a bunch of money to Binance. They provided a bunch of money to Crypto.com. They will want some money for themselves. So what I will do here personally, my own personal strategy, is I will trend trade this project. But we need to keep all the information that I've just talked about in mind when looking at the project. I will use the indicator to follow the trend, but mostly this indicator will be used for capital protection in mind. It will let me know when insiders are selling, because the price impact that will put on the project will turn the indicator into the red, meaning it's go time for shorting the project or just getting the hell out of there. So I will mostly use this indicator for capital protection in mind. It is here to protect me, give me a red flag or a warning when it's time to get out. But other than that, you can look at what's going on in the market, invest in the project, ride the trend, but as long as you have an indicator to let you know that it's time to get out, because otherwise FOMO and greed will take over. We don't want that to affect our trade. We can hold a position, but as soon as we get selling pressure, we need to get the hell out, because that's when they start extracting your money. We have some great examples here. We have SUI, for example. It crashed in the beginning, but using a trend trading indicator, it notified us that, hey, insiders are selling, they're cashing out. You need to get the hell out right now. You need to keep capital protection in mind. Then when the trend reversed, that is when we were able to buy the project and get over 300% in gains. This would have not worked if you follow the hype, if you follow the narrative run by the big dogs in crypto, run by all of the influencers. Those people told you to buy in the beginning, but that is just so they all could extract together and get all of your money. This project has had a good run so far, but soon they will start extracting. We need an indicator in order to tell us that, hey, get the hell out right now. And the reason why we need an indicator and not just look with our eyes at the graph is because otherwise we will feel FOMO and greed and we will stick in the market. And suddenly when you're at a loss, you feel like your capital is stuck in the project. Shit, I cannot sell now because I'm down 20%. You need to have something that tells you get out no matter what, because otherwise they will run it down 90% and you will lose all of your money. So personally, just for some stats here, I'm gonna follow the daily trend on the project, the daily time frame. I will use that as an indicator to buy and sell, and I will use the information that I've talked about here previously in the video in order to find out when to buy, when to sell, when volatility is going to happen. If you want to exit the market for volatility, that is a good strategy. We are not here to gamble. We're not here to put in money randomly. I wait for a trend reversal when we go from an uptrend to a downtrend or from a downtrend to an uptrend. That is when I put money in, I ride the new trend until it reverses and I get out. If there is a big event, unlocks, marketing or similar, I will actually exit a project or put a stop loss in at a good value in order to protect my capital. We have the strategy, we know what the project is, we know what the game is, we know who the backers are. So now we have two big events. We have the first unlocking event, it will bring volatility, but we also have a major event ahead. When Binance lists this project, we are expecting multiple X's, multiple 100% gains on this project. It is something you can expect and wait for and trade and make really fast and easy money. I've listed some exchanges down below that I will use in order to trade this project before it goes live on Binance. That is a great advantage, being able to access the project before it goes live on Binance, because a lot of people are just sitting at Binance. A lot of retail are just waiting at Binance for a new project. You will be in earlier. But once again, keep in mind the risks of the hodl movement. The big players are here to extract, protect your capital, and I'm sure you will win.